wives. And then the worst part is you run to the church to go and tell the pastor that my husband beat me. The pastor who is also beating his own wife. What do you think he's going to tell you? Sometimes it pains me to be a black woman, having to go through, to listen to other black women tell me rubbish. I mean,
Women, normalize dealing with men. Normalize showing your partner pepe when they mistreat you, when they hurt you. Normalize doing the same thing so that they would be afraid of you. I have this interesting video to share with you all. She's talking about how African or black women are the ones that suffer the most in marriages, and why they suffer the most is because probably that's the pattern they've seen. They've seen their mom suffered and stayed regardless. They've seen their grandma suffered and stayed regardless. So now she's saying they should just end the madness. When you see that your partner is misbehaving, if you're not ready to show him pepper, leave. When your partner cannot stop cheating, leave. When he's beating you, abusing you, leave. Or you do the same thing, or you make him to even be afraid to do those kind of things to you, because he knows that if he even tries to do that and you catch him, there's problem. Let me roll the clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
my message to African women, especially us millennials, we've had stories from our older parents, our parents' generation and backwards, of how the men were ill-treating them, marrying second wives, taking all the resources and giving it to the second wife and the first wife, and the kids are living in poverty, the man moving away from the home with all the resources, leaving you guys suffering. We as millennials, we need to stop that. We need to stop that era. We need to end that madness. My message is, if you're married or planning to get married, your man needs to be afraid of you. Your man needs to be afraid of what you will put him through if he ever brings rubbish. Your man needs to know that if he ever goes and be gallivanting with other women, you will show him who's the coach. You will show him pepper back to back. He needs to know that whatever he can do with other women, you can do it with the other men 10 times better. This thing of African women acting like good women all every time. Oh, my husband. Oh, sweet, sweet. Oh, my husband. Oh, I cannot leave my home. Like recently, I saw a rubbish interview on one Nigerian TikTok video of how a woman says you cannot leave your man because he cheated on you. God. When I hear things like this, it's like my mind is hot. Why will you be mistreated and you're still there? This African mentality of a woman is the one who keeps the home is what has made African women so miserable in marriage. Like, they beat you, you still stay. They take away your resources, you still stay. They cut you. I've seen those videos where they've cut your fingers, they cut your, they burn you with hot water, you're still there. And I just ask myself, why? Why? Your man needs to be afraid of you. Oh my God. Me, one thing I have noticed, men know who they can mess with. So let me tell you a story time. When we were in college, in university, my friend, who is a close friend, told me that his father cheated on his mom. And his mom found out, and the mom found out. When the mom found out, she's not scream and shout and cause all those havocs. She just kept quiet. The kids didn't even know. The mom went and did the same. And the father found out. Okay? When the father found out, he called the kids and sat them down and was shamelessly reporting his wife to the kids about what the wife had done to sort of embarrass the woman. The woman told the kids, oh, so he's telling you what I did, eh? Did he tell you what he did? Did he tell you what he did? He didn't. So he wants me to look like I'm the bad one. And I remember my friend told me that her mother told her, if you ever come to this home and complain to me that your man did rubbish to you and you didn't teach him a lesson, you have failed as my child. And that is the mentality I want African women to have, because African women were the ones who have suffered the most in this thing called marriage. God. Me, the things I have experienced, I have had, I have seen my relatives go through, my neighbors have, an 8 of that I cannot handle. God knows, God knows, God knows. He didn't give me the strength. I can deal with some things, but some things, Jehovah, you know, I cannot. So my message to African women is, you are not going to change your husband if you decide to get married to a promiscuous man. You're not going to change an abuser. Either you choose to leave that situation, or if you decide to stay, please get something in return. That you will look back when your eye has been poked out and say, you know what? I got 1 and 2 and 3. Because this thing of you sacrificing your life for useless men, it's like you people, you don't like your life. You don't love your lives. And then the worst part is you run to the church to go and tell the pastor that my husband beat me. The pastor who is also beating his own wife. What do you think he's going to tell you? Sometimes it pains me to be a black woman, having to go through, to listen to other black women tell me rubbish. I mean,
Hey, beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your favorite girl again, Mara David, and I'm back again with another interesting video. What's your take on this video? Kindly put your thoughts in the comment section respectfully. I totally agree with her 100 when it comes to marriages here in Africa, or I don't know, maybe black people. I don't know. But I'm just going to talk about where I am. Okay, a lot of women, settle and still afraid to make some decisions because of probably what would people say, you know. And this gives the men in the society this kind of ego, like, okay, whatever I do, whatever thing I do to you, you will still be here regardless, because there's nowhere you're going to, nobody is going to accept, because even your family will push you back. Most families, not all, most families will not accept you, even when they can clearly see that you're being mistreated in your husband's house. They will not accept it, especially when you've had like 2 or 3 children. For the man, they tell you, you know what, go back to your husband's house and be patient, da 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 da. You have to be very humble, you have to be submissive. If you're submissive, things will be better. They few families will tell you to leave, few families will tell you, I will support you when you go. So because of something like that, it is always very, women are in marriages here are very afraid to leave no matter what happens. And that's why most men here, they have that ego of, I can do whatever I like, I can do, and nobody's going to hold me. Of course, there's nobody's going to hold them. They easily do whatever they like. They are the ones that get mistreated the most. The women are the ones that get mistreated the most. Like, it is now like a normal thing. The other day I posted a video of an African woman talking about, why would you leave your man if he cheats on you? So far he's taking care of the family. These are the mentality that most women have. And I saw your comments. Yes, there's a lot of work to be done in Africa, women. To be honest, there are lots of work to be done, because the kind of mentality that most of them have, it is so crazy that they are not even thinking. They see it as a norm. They see it as, there's nowhere you're going to, because even the next person you're going to meet will do the same thing to you. And when they see a woman married and trying to live her life or trying to be herself, they see it as like, what are you, like, what kind of species are you? It's like a different kind of thing, because they will normalize suffering in marriages. So if you're not suffering, if you're not seeing that you're suffering, they see it as something is going on. They see it as you're a bad woman, or you're a bad wife, or you're a bad mom. So you're supposed to be suffering in your husband's house. And I feel like these men know what they can do to you. They test you with a little thing. Sometimes you just push some bad behavior to you and see if you're going to accept it. So once you accept it the first time, it's not going to be a normal thing. You can't complain about it anymore because they tell you, okay, do your worst. Like, just imagine you with your partner and it slaps you the first time and you just accept it like that. Nothing happened. There was nothing like it's because the very first time he will raise his hand to beat you, he's afraid of what's going to happen. Like, oh my God, I just hope this woman is not going to leave me. I just hope I'm still going to have her back. But like in few days, you're back, everything is doing well, you're okay, like as if nothing ever happened. Trust me, the next fight is going to punch your face and beat you because you're not gonna do anything. Just imagine the very first time he slaps you and there's problem. He like every there's in fact you know that's why I don't even know how to explain it, but he will regret his life because of that one slap. If you have showed him shaggy, just the way the woman was saying in the video, if you start treating them bad the way they treat you, and you start treating them bad just because of that one slap, he will not even dare because once he wants to raise that hand to slap you again, he will think about what you did to him because of just that one slap. So I feel like they test you with some things and see if you're going to take it, how you're going to take it. So once they've done it once and you accept it without anything, and I don't blame women that does accepting all those bad characters or bad behavior, is because we're taught to be forgiving, taught to be patient, and we kind of tolerate some things. Maybe that's how we were raised. To please others and not please ourselves. So far, the other person is happy. It doesn't matter whatever happens to us. I feel like that is how most people raise their daughters. So it's easier for women to just overlook some things, but men do not. They do not overlook things. Just imagine you will hardly see a man that take back his wife if he catch her cheating. A man that takes back his wife when he catch her cheating, he has plans to destroy her life. He has plans to actually make her go down. But it's normal for a woman to take back her husband, even though he cheats on her with his sister or his friend or her friend, sorry, cheat on her with her friend, a very close relative. It's very easy for the woman to accept the man back like it's a normal thing. And I don't know why it's like that. Anyway, I just feel like these men test you with some things and make look at they just try to look at say, okay, let me see if this my partner is going to accept this bad character. So when they start those start slow. If you notice when these things start, they always start very small. So when you start tackling it from the very first time it starts, the second time it's going to happen, they might be afraid to do it, they might be scared to do it, and that's what she's trying to say, like let the men be afraid to do some things, like okay, if I do these things, I don't want my wife problem, blah, 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 because they know that you're trouble. So if the very first time they did it and you're like very calm and all submissive and all patient and all forgiving, I'm not saying don't be all that, but sometimes it is not in most cases you act that way because it might come back to haunt you later. So being in a marriage doesn't mean that you have to be suffering, doesn't mean that you have to be sad all the time, doesn't mean that you have to tolerate a lot of bad behavior because trust me, if tables are turned, these men will not tolerate any behavior from you. In fact, when you fall sick and you are no longer useful in the kitchen, you cannot cook and clean, you're not even useful in the bedroom anymore. They leave you and go and meet someone else ASAP, okay? Because you're no longer useful anymore. So why would a woman stay in a marriage that she knows that she's not happy or she's being abused just because she's afraid of what people will say or she's afraid of starting afresh? I'd like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, and thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section respectfully, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.